Hello everyone. So today I start the book club that I spoke about a couple of days ago in my last video. And we are going to start by reading the book Ethnic Cleansing of Palestine by the historian Ilan Pappé. Ilan Pappé, by the way, was a lecturer in the University of Haifa, and then he, don't quote me, but I think he was fired from Haifa, or maybe he left on his own volition, I don't know. He's now teaching in the University of Exeter, and he left the state of Israel because he cannot handle it. He cannot handle the injustice anymore. He cannot handle staying there, knowing the unjust foundation on which that entity has been built. But without further ado, let's start reading. I will be reading parts of the preface today, and then maybe tomorrow we will start with the first chapter of the book. So I'll start from the preface. I'll start with this. In this building, on a cold Wednesday afternoon, 10th of March of 1948, a group of 11 men, veteran Zionist leaders, together with young military Jewish officers, put the final touches to a plan for the ethnic cleansing of Palestine. That same evening, military orders were dispatched to the units on the ground to prepare for the systematic expulsion of the Palestinians from vast areas of the country. The orders came with a detailed description of the methods to be employed to forcibly evict the people, large-scale intimidation, laying siege to and bombarding villages and population centers, setting fire to homes, properties, and goods, expulsion, demolition, and finally planting mines around the rubble to prevent any of the expelled inhabitants from returning. So you see, the people of Palestine were killed, massacred, ethnically cleansed, and prevented from going back to their homes. And that started in 1948, not on October 7th. Each unit was issued with its own list of villages and neighborhoods as the targets of this master plan, codenamed Plan D, Dalet in Hebrew. This was the fourth and final version of less substantial plans that outlined the fate the Zionists had in store for Palestine and consequently for its native population. The previous three schemes had articulated only obscurely how the Zionist leadership contemplated dealing with the presence of so many Palestinians living in the land the Jewish national movement coveted as its own. This fourth and last blueprint spelled it out clearly and unambiguously. The Palestinians had to go. In the words of one of the first historians to note the significance of that plan, Smika Flapan, the military campaign against the Arabs, including the conquest and destruction of the rural areas, was set forth in the Haganah's Plan Dalet. The aim of the plan was in fact the destruction of both the rural and urban areas of Palestine. As the first chapter of this book will attempt to show, this plan was both the inevitable product of the Zionist ideological impulse to have an exclusively Jewish presence in Palestine, and a response to developments on the ground once the British cabinet had decided to end the mandate. Remember, I told you about the British mandate and the occupation of Palestine prior to 1948? It's in one of my videos. If you feel free to check it out. Clashes with local Palestinian militias provided the perfect context and pretext for implementing the ideological vision of an ethnically cleansed Palestine. The Zionist policy was first based on retaliation against Palestinian attacks in February 1947, and it transformed into an initiative to ethnically cleanse the country as a whole in March 1948. So they have been trying to ethnically cleanse the country as a whole since 1948. This did not start on October 7th. Once the decision was taken, it took 6 months to complete the mission. When it was over, more than half of Palestine's native population, close to 800,000 people, had been uprooted. 531 villages have been destroyed and 11 urban neighborhoods emptied of their inhabitants. Like Sheikh Jarrah in 2021, ongoing until today. This hasn't changed. This has been their policy since forever. The plan decided upon on 10th of March 1948, and above all its systematic implementation in the following months, was a clear-cut case of an ethnic cleansing operation regarded under international law today as a crime against humanity. Since 1948. Anyway, that's it for today. We'll continue tomorrow. Please share this video and free Palestine.